past 8 years, all of you out there have built the largest community in the history of the world. You've done amazing things that we never would have dreamed of. And I can't wait to see what you guys all do going forward.
Yeah. Well, new investors in Facebook are anxious to see what the stock price of Mark Zuckerberg's company does going forward. I'm Vinny Politan. This is HLN Special Report.
Some Facebook shareholders just now filing a suit against the company, Mark Zuckerberg, and several banks.
There's a lot of concern that this is yet another incident that's going to damage the confidence of the individual investor out there who is already, frankly, wary of the stock market.
It claims that Facebook concealed crucial information about its stock in the days leading up to the initial public offering, or IPO.
We haven't heard from the company. As a publicly traded company now, they should come out and say what it is that they plan to do in order to improve earnings growth over the next few quarters.
Regulators are looking into whether major clients of the IPO's lead underwriter, Morgan Stanley, were given some negative information about the company.
It's not for the NASDAQ or for the lead underwriters to explain what the company is going to do.
The stock has slid almost 20% since last week's $38 a share debut.
How is Facebook going to make money?
The fallout coming fast for Facebook. Let me break it down for you. On Friday, the social media giant began offering its shares of stock at $38. It stayed that way because analysts say the big banks were propping up the price. But at the closing bell today, the price sat at $32. That's a 16% drop, reducing the total value of stock sold in the initial public offering by nearly $3 billion. Then a few hours ago, shareholders of the social media giant sued CEO Mark Zuckerberg and a number of banks, including Morgan Stanley, claiming they hid crucial information in the days leading up to its stock offering. What are they accused of hiding? For one, that only selected investors were told about a report that determined Facebook isn't expected to keep growing as fast as it once did because so many people use apps on their smartphones to access it. Facebook released a statement saying they, quote, believe the lawsuit is without merit and will defend ourselves vigorously. Morgan Stanley had no comment. But what does this all mean for you, the Facebook user, you, the Facebook investor? Joining me tonight, Larry Fishelson, co-founder of DynaLink Communications, joining me from New York. Larry, great to see you. And
thank you for having me.
Let's talk first about the minus 16%. I mean, the IPO price 38, it's now at 32. Does this tell us that this was and is a bad investment?
Not at all, Vinny. What happens in the market is sometimes you gamble and sometimes you don't do so well. This was a really rough week for the market overall. What happens is if this took a big pop over $50, everyone would be yelling bubble. So I don't see it as a bad thing. Facebook is an investment, not a quick trade. So if you're in it for the long haul, which most investors should be in this stock, don't worry. You know, a lot of times you make money on fear and chaos in the market, so now it went down a little bit. You can make some more money on it. But what happens on the first day is usually IPOs on the first day, when you buy, you're going to do worse than if you buy 15 to 20 days later. All the statistics show that. But what people wanted to do here was take the shot, thinking this one will be different. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the market. But I think this is all going to blow over. It's a great company with a great model and very profitable. And that's what matters here. So this will all blow over, I believe. All
right. Well, explain this to me, because, again, I'm not an investor. I invested once, and I did well, and then I quit. I quit while I'm ahead. It's like, you know, winning at the track in the first race. Why would you bet the next 8 races, right?
Sure.
Here. With these IPOs, you know, usually the people that get the IPO price, right, ahead of time, which in this case was $38, that's usually the best price to get in on, isn't it? Or is this common for, after an IPO, for the price to immediately go down so regular folks can get it cheaper than the folks who had the special IPO price?
Well, this is rare. What happens is in the IPOs, it usually takes a quick pop and then settles back down. So this is not a bad thing that it went a little bit lower than the IPO. Hey, if you're the retail investor, you could look at it as saying, hey, I can get myself a better price. So it's not a bad thing at all. If it would have made a huge quick pop and then came back down, everybody would be yelling, oh, this is a farce. This company can't make it. This is tech bubble. So it's not such a bad thing. I know the problem is you're trying to get the retail investors back, as you said, into the market and buy stock. So people are disappointed because they were expecting a quick pop. And that's not what happens when you invest. If it's too good to be true,
It is. Now, how about for Zuckerberg, right? This guy's super rich. How does what's happening here impact him?
Well, it impacts him dollar-wise, but I don't think he's going to look at this at all. He's just going to put his head to the grindstone, get out there, do what he needs to do, put up some good quarters. And as an investor going out buying the stock, you got to look at it that down the road, 2 years, you could have a $200-300 stock. And that's what the average investor needs to know. Look at a long-term, big growth. And, for Zuckerberg, he'll continue to get richer, but we need him as shareholders to continue to drive it and make money for the company.
You think if the guy put a suit on, maybe it would drive the price up a little bit?
Well, I'll tell you, I definitely believe the hoodie and T-shirt did upset some institutional investors, and I really think that's why at the beginning, before it came out, they were talking about, lackluster demand for it. So, but... I think he should put a suit and tie on when he goes to investor meetings.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not big on the suit and tie myself. I don't even wear a tie here at night, but I don't know. It just seems there's a lot at stake here. All right, we're going to talk more about these Facebook jitters that are out there and focus in on this lawsuit by investors. What does that mean? How could that impact the future of Facebook?
This all seems like a big deal. Going public is an important milestone in our history. But here's the thing. Our mission isn't to be a public company. Our mission is to make the world more open and connected.